How you been, Iron? Since we were just on T-shirts podcast, right?
That'd be right. We were over on Saturday.
Which was absolute fucking chaos. Like fucking 7 people trying to yell over each other.
Yeah, but like the fun of it. It is kind of like you don't know what to expect with all those people.
You really don't know. Let's see here. Let's go to this link. Copy this. I should not be on this much medication right now. Holy fuck. So I went to the gym today and I was doing 180 pound cable crunches and I did like 8 or 7 sets of them. And I didn't realize how much I would fuck up my neck. So I've been like rolling on pain meds all day. That and caffeine.
Gotta have the caffeine.
Oh yeah, it's a requirement nowadays. If you want to function, you need caffeine. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. There he is. There's a t-shirt. Rolls 9mm podcast guest. Hop in here. End. Screenshot. Paste. Do a dance. Hold your hands up. Now hop 3 times. Okay.
1 hop this time.
Bwomp. Bwomp, bwomp. Like the plague of every school dance ever made for eternity.
Don't forget weddings.
And weddings, that's right. If you have like a really cool like white person wedding, oh yeah, that thing's always fucking blasting for sure. Now just to groom y'all. Please stop. Why are you so cringe?
We're back again with the second pot.
All right, so t-shirt. We'll hopefully figure out how to get in here.
First, we gotta at least put like 1 or 2 hoops to jump through.
Let's see here. Add everyone. So I'm just kind of doing a fucking grab ass section this time because there is so much news out there. It's all about the exact same shit. I'm like, I'm sure Ironcaster and T-shirt knows something to talk about. It's one of those things where there's no like good news, man. It's always the same fucking dragging bullshit.
You know, they would say no news is good news, but I'm starting to kind of question that a little bit.
Yeah, no joke.
It's like, what are we gonna? What's it gonna be? Is it gonna be like PlayStation price gouging, or now they're suddenly deciding we don't know about this Call of Duty thing, even though we no longer have like
the
same level of ownership with like Xbox or whatever it is.
So T-shirt's bowing out. He says next week. So it's me and you, and we'll see if any of the other boys are gonna come on. I have a group of absolute mad lads who may drop in. See if I can send them a quick little poke. Let's see.
Hey, don't mind me. I'm just gonna kind of like set myself up with like a little spot over here in the corner, and maybe I'll be around.
This nice little tiny stool. I like the stool. Okay.
Stool's mine.
All right. So when we last talked on T-shirts podcast, it was mostly about the Hado Z thing, which has been grilled over back and forth, and even me and Neckbeard did a video on it, which basically boiled down to why you racist, lol. It's literally all it really is nowadays. And it seems like I usually you find different D&D news or tabletop news, and it's literally all the exact same thing.
Yeah, well, it's like everyone just kind of trying to be there to talk about the story of the day. That's why I think we're all kind of doing that.
I mean, yeah, but you think it'd be more than one fucking story. Besides the looming energy crisis in fucking in Europe. And it is fucking, it's wild, like just a slash K moment here. It's wild watching Russia get his fucking dick pummeled by Ukraine, man. Like, they're played up as this big, bad, like competitor with the US. And it's just weird watching them just completely fucking fall head over fist in a land war and like lose a ship. It's like, what the fuck is going on? And it's even weirder watching this war, or as some call it a proxy war, play out in real time via Twitter. As the ground troops are kind of post their videos live on Twitter, so you can watch fucking tank crews getting blown apart by javelins in real time. It's honestly kind of weird and morbid in a way. You know what I mean?
I'm just trying to imagine what the like Winston Churchill like speech of the day would be now. Like, we will let loose the shiphouse of war.
Well, it's weird how like even on /K, you can tell when there's like Russians making threads trying to like, no, we got this. We're gonna form the cauldron and stamp out the Ukrainians, and it's like, you're from Russia, ain't you? It's like the different glowy now.
And you don't know what to trust that one way or another with half of it.
Okay, so they're playing ads right now, man. I told Twitch, hey, when you're playing ad, let me know so I can stop talking, and they just ignore that completely. It's like, okay, cool, thanks. So besides the Hado Z thing, have you heard anything new over the grapevine?
I mean, I'm just kind of trying to browse and catch up my news because I've got like a RSS feed with like tons and tons of stuff. I mean, not unless you want to talk about like Hillary Clinton, but no.
I want to stay somewhat upbeat today. I don't want to try and avoid talking about Hillary Clinton. Hey, Crusader, how you doing?
2 minutes of ads just to come resub to ya.
Sorry, Crusader. Like, I told him, hey, don't play front-loaded ads. And they immediately play like, I went through a whole thing where I set out when I want these ads played, and they just completely ignore that shit. And like, I'm gonna do that anyway. It's like, great. Oh, jeez.
I mean, like the only things I've seen were like Renegade Game Studios announced like a character journal for G.I. Joe.
Do what?
Oh yeah, like some of these companies are getting into the situation where like they're releasing character journals, so you can like basically do almost a solo RPG of like what was your character's backstory like before the game. So you can game before you game.
But how does that work? Like, you're all at the table and you each have like an hour to fucking dick around? Like, how does that work?
I mean, I guess it's like filling in all of the character background. Like, what was their most influential person in their life?
Who is your daddy? What does he do? Are you for real? Like, so... Really? That's weird. But like, it's funny because we were discussing the Hado Z thing earlier, and I was actually on Facebook, and I think I posted it on my Twitter somewhere. But there was here it is. So there's a black chef named Terrence Williams, right? And he made his own buttermilk pancake mix, and he put his face on the box. And Facebook called it racist and fucking took it down. It's I think I was talking with Nick Beardy about this, but what is it about a black person's face that makes like lefties and Facebook like fucking cringe so hard? Like I don't get it, because you know they got rid of Uncle Ben, they got rid of Aunt Jemima, and any other like African American, I guess, product icon, and to the point where like it's Terrence Williams' face on his pancake product box. I'm like, this is racist. So you say if it's a white guy's face, like the Quaker Oats guy is still there. Like,
well, I would point out it's not just the black guys, because they got rid of the Land O'Lakes late Indian.
I think Nick Beardy says something to this effect, but it's weird how anti-color they are, but like they don't mind all like the white person product faces. Like, it's just like, but why? Like, I still understand where this mentality comes from. And what's more importantly is that I was kind of watching the comment section on Nick Beardy's video, and there are a lot of like black D&D creators and black D&D DMs on there. And apparently they were going on Twitter, and they're getting called Uncle Toms and shit because they weren't like following with the flow. Hey, Big Boss Hostic for subscribing, but like it's all conjecture. I understand that because I can't prove it, you know, without a shadow of a doubt. But like, if you're a black DM or a black D&D fan, you go, hey, this isn't racist. They immediately bring out the racial terms to slander you with. It's just like, what the fuck? Like, it's just fucking. It's wild, and I don't really understand what the end game is. Is it for like a white utopia? Like I just don't, because like this whole Hado Z thing, they weren't, because they keep comparing them to the Tuskegee experiment, which is where they, you know that thing, don't you?
Oh yeah, that. I mean, I think what a lot of this comes down to ultimately is like they're so hyper aware of race, they're so almost afraid to even talk about it, or even risk letting anything seemingly racist get through.
Well, it's not just that. It's that I didn't realize, because me and Nick were reading through this part of the book section by section, is that the Hado Z rose up and destroyed their oppressors.
Flash_of_green donated $5.
See Flash's comment.
On Facebooks and in the Twitters. We will fight them on the YouTubes and the Twitches.
Flash says, we will fight them on the Facebooks and in the Twitters. We will fight them on the YouTubes and the Twitches. We will fight them in the UN Peace Council. We will never surrender. I guess that's your Churchill speech there.
We will fight them in the comment sections.
Yeah, we will fight them in the comment sections and on the videos. But like the Hado Z rose up to fight against their oppressors and won and killed Evil Wizard. That seems like a non-racist story, doesn't it? Like rising up and killing those who enslaved you. And they keep trying to refer, oh, it's just like the Tuskegee experiment. It's really not, because the Tuskegee experiment was injecting people with venereal diseases and shit. And like just it's not really improving them whatsoever. The Hadozi were being injected with meds to make them stronger, faster, better, smarter flying space monkeys. It's completely different, and the Hadozi rose up. So I don't see why they thought this was an issue. Like technically, like literally all elves are white, damn near, in the D&D universe, except for like Drow. And you'd think they would love the thought of space chimpanzees rising up and killing off a bunch of white elven dudes. Like you think it'd be a slam dunk in their corner, but they still attacked it.
I mean, it's not just Wizards of the Coast getting to this, because like last year, Paizo with Pathfinder came out and made a similar announcement about just the concept of slavery.
But like, wait, what did Pathfinder say about it? Same shit or what?
So. Let's see. I found something here from like Geek Narrative, but I guess the idea of even having slavery as a topic within their own game was seen as problematic. So they opted to just altogether say, we will not be ever mentioning slavery again, despite the fact that in their kitchen sink of a setting, there is a entire kingdom who's entirely held up by slavery, where that is a major portion of their economy.
See, that's because more or less you use these TTRPGs to tell a story. You know what I mean? And if you set to the side a thing, which is bad, and like, I'm sure there's no proponents for it, like, oh yeah, slavery, woo! Like no one's doing that. But if you don't go through and explain why it's bad and try and just push it down to the depths of darkness, you're not going to keep pushing the narrative that slavery is bad. It's going to slip away from your fingers. So, like, telling the story of slavery and why it's bad is kind of, it's a good thing. It's something you want to do. And I can't figure out why they do not want to do that. It's like, no, have your evil slavers, have your heroes take him down and string him up in the fucking street, rescue the slaves. I don't, like in my story, the orcs and the centaurs fucking hate each other because the orcs are a horse-bound warrior culture, and so are the centaurs. But the centaurs were chosen by the gods to be grafted in. Well, the centaurs were a two-legged race before the Fae War started, right? But they needed better cavalry to defeat the Fae. So the gods above, the god of design, chose the centaur proto race over the orcs. So the centaurs are made the perfect cavalry, this blend of humanoid and an animal, and the orcs were left to keep on doing what they're doing. So there's a bit of a bad blood against the orcs and the centaurs, right? Well, the centaurs kill orcs on sight regardless of surrender or anything else or gender, while the orcs more or less practice like spiteful like slavery to remind the centaurs that they are still just horses. So it's a whole dynamic that people are just completely overlooking and not using. It's what builds a story and builds conflict. It shows you who's bad, who's good, or like the duality of hatred, and they're just not. Well, then there's no way that they can stop a player from doing it, obviously. But it's weird how like they're so against it. Like no. We're so against slavery that you can't tell the story of slavery. It's like, okay, I suppose. It's just
we can't even tell stories of, you know, the heroes liberating slaves. We can't tell stories of, like you said, defeating the evil slavers. None of that. We just won't talk about these things because they're verboten.
they're icky. they're verboten. This Krieg is vorbei. But yeah, it's just every fucking thing about D&D is about these fucking Hadozi, or even like tabletop gaming. There's nothing new. Like there's stuff about it's like literally like D&D, Hadozi. It's like a small thing about Kill Team, about 40k. Then Hadozi. It's like, oh my god, ugh, it's just ridiculous, man. But man, I still just don't get it. I mean, I really don't. I don't understand how this whole thing came to be in the first place. Because I mean, I don't know. I just don't know anymore, dude. Like,
we just gotta kind of break off into our own little small groups and be very wary of who we invite in.
Well,
we have to go underground.
It shouldn't be that way. Like, I know gatekeeping's a thing we all do. Everyone gatekeeps, but it's so weird that you have to gatekeep so hard to even fix your link. What's wrong with the link? Oh, well, just copy paste it. God damn it. But it's just so weird that this is like where it is. You can't do certain things, say certain things, and it's even weirder watching like black Twitter users who play D&D get like shouted down by their white allies. You know, it's just like it's like where's the comment section at? Like there's one where basically it's a guy named Ravensgal, where they called him Uncle Tom for even daring to speak against, you know, Shinkai 7 thing for following, speaking against the narrative, you know, and like. Someone down below said, "How dare you, a black man, have opinions and be silent unless your white college-educated allies speak on your behalf?" And it seems more and more like it's mostly just white folks getting all uppity and shit about this kind of thing. You don't really see much from black creators. I think the one who kind of flared this thing out was a black dude on Twitter, but it's really all I know about him so far. It's mostly he said the Dragons game for some reason, but I'm sure you've seen that tweet and all that.
Oh yeah. In fact, if I was like going down into some of like the comment sections below that, the little subtweets, people talking, he was like,
"Yeah,
the game's always been racist."
How?
I just
like it's easy to say that. It's easy to say, "Well, the game's always been racist," but you gotta have the deets. Like, okay, how? Like the world is racist. Like. It's like racism happens naturally. It's just how it is. I mean, it's why the Neanderthals are all fucking dead. You know, like it's just naturally occurring thing, and it evolves from hatred. Hatred of certain cultures, certain races evolves naturally. You're not going to outrun classism and racism. Like, hell, there's that shit right now in India. The whole class is like there's like the untouchables and shit. I'm sure like 100 years from now, there's going to be like business-based class systems where it's going to be like, you ever watch the show Altered Carbon?
I caught a little bit of it. I didn't get it. I need to go back and check it out again.
Yeah, it's like a weird class system with an Altered Carbon, how old, like it's about how old you are and how much money you are. And how they're like religions are semi-quasi religions around these Eternals, people who can have enough money to buy clones of themselves, and it's going to happen forever. They're not going to outrun that shit. What you can do is you can spread the story of, you know, understanding and fighting such things via your fucking I mean, your game. Like, you can't learn everything through D&D, obviously, or any RPG, but you can still spread the word of, hey, don't be a fucking asshole to anyone not you. And it just, it seems like they're harping on the words, a lot of medication. They're harping on that more and more. And it's just, I don't see why we can no longer use RPGs to escape and like literally fight the power or fight royalty or stomp out drug rings or be investigators. It's all got to be just super on the talking points, on the party lines, yada yada yada. And it's been kind of annoying seeing how RPGs and all these other things have been getting more and more injected with wokeism, right? But I had an epiphany today while I was staring at the wall, high on meds for my headaches and back pain. Was that
copper wire?
Yeah, was that war games don't have this fucking problem. Like, when you think about it, 40K, Star Wars Legion, X-Wing, Armada, Flames of War, Front, like, all these war games don't have this fucking problem. Like, no one really cares. Even the Lord of the Rings tabletop game, the players don't give a fuck about any of this other stuff. I mean, when you think about it, RPG role-playing games are a war game, in essence, where you have an objective and tools at your disposal to find, attack, and destroy an enemy. So it's more or less, it's a much more narrative combat game. If you really want to break it, like if I want to really break it down, you're more or less a squad embarking on a narrative campaign to defeat an enemy, and you do it via war. You have your little figure, you have movement increments and attacks. It's essentially a war game. It really is. But when you look at it, all these other war games, tabletop war games, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I think it's largely because it's not even the story side of it, because you are able to get into the finer details of just getting down into the hard numbers of it, the maths
of RPGs, you mean, or war games?
Yeah, because it's not so much about the individual having their own little story, or someone would say the special snowflake thing, but it's really just because in a war game you're not so much telling the story of an individual. It's about, how do we win this battle? How do we take the hill? How do we get the supplies and rout the enemy?
But like even then, like all the rules in the storybooks, like Star Wars, Blood Bowl, Marvel Crisis Protocol, Warhammer, Star Wars Legion, all these games which kind of involve all, like, I think even Wildlands, like they all involve the same thing. One second. Thank you very much. But they all seem to be missing this whole counterculture political stint to them. As I'm trying to figure out why that is, because you think it would affect everything. Because especially like the mainstream games like Age of Sigmar or even like Heroescape, all this. Well, even like maybe even BattleTech for sure. But do you think like there's more better gate kept, or like that these people who hardcore D&D just don't play war games? Like what do you think it is?
See, I think actually you kind of put me on the right mindset for what it is, because it's not so much about the actual like war game side of it. I think that's what it is. I think it's because war games are more naturally about being at the table. You can't like write up a story about, what was this character's life like, because that's just one member of a squad. It's more so about, how do I win the battle, because there is that competitive nature to it.
I mean, that's I suppose, but even then, like their lore has completely been like just untouched. Like, when you think about the Druchi, the Dark Elves of 40K are slavers. Like, they enslave everybody. You don't hear a peep about it. Like in 40K, the Dark Eldar are slavers, and they're masochistic slavers. They torture and kill and skin enemies. They're kind of like the Slaaneshi cults, But you don't hear a fucking peep about it. So both have lore, but one's being course corrected and one is not. And I cannot figure out what the disconnect is. Because you think that with most of the players for these war games being conservatives or right-leaning or center-right-leaning people, you think they'd be all over that shit. Look, they're playing games about slavers and elves that enslave people and are enslaving these beautiful high elf people, but you don't see a single fucking thing said about it.
Well, and I think it's because the game is more hyper competitive. It's not so much sitting around telling a story. I got to keep going back to that because I think that's what it ultimately boils down to. Because in D&D, yes, I can tell the story of my individual person, but BattleTech is more so about big stompy robots.
So it's more the fact that these leftist or left-leaning rabble rousers is the word I want to use for it. Like, you think they just can't get into this demographic of gamers because you think they want to, but I think they just I'm not sure they just can't infiltrate it as easily as you can D&D. You know what I mean? But I think the only thing things in news that's actually newsworthy and worth talking about are probably just Rings of Power sinking lower and lower in the fucking ground, and more or less entertainment going down the fucking shitter, which is kind of a trend nowadays.
Yeah, it's getting to be a pretty sad, sorry state of things. Like, you don't even know, and because of the nature of the way those streaming shows are set up, they can pretty well guard themselves in their numbers.
Yeah. And how there's always this weird shit where, like, you can watch Rotten Tomatoes go up and down. It's like usually when you leave a review, it is a personal narrative behind saying, hey, here's what I saw, here's how it was, here are my thoughts, X, Y, Z. And it used to be when you left a review, it was there. It wouldn't go anywhere. Oh. It wouldn't go anywhere, but now these sites are removing these reviews and trying to like signal push other reviews, and you would think entertainment would be free of this shit, but
well, the worst part about it is in the case of like the Rings of Power, you quite literally cannot even look at reviews below a 6-star.
How do you mean?
On IMDb?
They're blocked?
Amazon owns IMDb.
See, I don't see how that's an allowable practice where you just hide shit like that. No, don't look at this over here. This is bad. Look at these good reviews. Like, I get that they can do it, but should they be allowed to? Like, well, I guess at the same time, like, how do you really regulate and enforce rules to keep them from doing that? I guess it's another whole thing about that. But because you think they'd be like they couldn't hide information, but they still do, and I'm not sure how it's even like allowed.
Especially considering shareholders and stock prices, you would think they would have to put information out for anyone to look at.
Hey, Snow, how you doing? Thanks for the Reboot 7. I was eating a sandwich, sorry. I appreciate that, Snow. But, so, the Rings of Power, we'll sort of start at that. How do you ingest that as your own opinion? Like, when you see the Rings of Power, you've read about it, you've looked at it, we talked about it on T-Shirts podcast. How do you view this show through your lens? What is it to you?
So I'm actually watching this one more so news-wise from the outside. This is a show I have no real intention of watching because, I mean, I like Tolkien. Don't get me wrong. Tolkien is one of the cornerstones of a lot of fantasy and all this stuff we talk about, but this is so far removed from what he intended that it's fan fiction at best.
And I mean, it's a very big budgeted fan fiction, I would say.
Yeah, I think they've got like currently spent on this like $400 million already.
Mm-hmm.
And if the thing is like they've come out and admitted, if this thing fails, like it could effectively end the Amazon Prime streaming studio. So they have to like they've come out and said this will not fail.
Well, I'm trying to track how the hell they're going to manage to make money off that, because when they say it's got to make money, people are paying for Prime already. How do you generate revenue off something you already have? It's not like a movie theater thing where you can have ticket prices and you get a cut of popcorn sales or some shit. It's on a streaming platform. People already have the stream, so how the fuck are they going to make money off of this? Like merch sales? Like, what's the fucking plan here?
Well, the interesting thing there, though, is if you go talk with people and ask them, hey, what do you watch? What do you use? I have to when people tell me, they're like, oh, I have Disney, I have HBO Max, I have maybe Discovery or one of the other ones. Yeah. I have to remind them Amazon Prime is a thing. That Prime membership gives them a streaming service. Like, people just do not realize that they have this.
Like, are they hoping to, like, get more Amazon streamer, like, subscriptions doing this? Or, like, because that's the only way I can think they're going to pull money on this, is if, like, they're hoping it's going to encourage more subscribers. Like how YouTube does it, right? Like any YouTuber, any VTuber, any Twitch streamer, you got to put out content and hope people subscribe to the content. That's like the only way they can even come close to pulling in money. And if you're trying to pull in money off subscribers, why would you go with a huge Hail Mary like this? Like, you think it would start small. Or
they have, though. They've gone and tried, like, not The Witcher, Invincible.
Oh yeah. Hey Beast, how you doing?
Good. Hey, sorry to just pop in like a ghost.
Oh, you're fine. I'll put you right here. Well, Invincible was actually a pretty good goddamn cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
And that went okay. That was animation. The Critical Role cartoon came out, and that got a few views off, but it's all small. Like spending millions, I mean hundreds of millions on a Gambit to get more subscribers seems like such a poor fucking business move. Like, you think you would start small and like test the waters first. Like, hey, here's a Lord of the Rings thing. Let's see how they like it. And they just completely just went off the fucking rail with this thing. Like 400 million, if not more, for a Gambit that could sink your entire streaming service? Fucking really? Like, who in their right mind thought this is a good idea? Like how much cocaine is in your nose if you go, hey guys, I got a great idea. $400 million. Like, what the fuck? And someone went, yeah, sure, fucking send it.
They've had a good degree of success, and I don't want to say your term, repackaging other franchises before. With Top Gear.
Yeah.
They're actually doing a whole nother Top Gear film with same cast, same people, and they've known that.
Top Gear sells because they don't fuck with it. They go, hey, Top Gear guys, do your thing. Top Gear has an established fan base. Carheads. You don't inject your bullshit into a show that's not going to be towards the viewers who are going to parent towards. Like, when you think about it, how many Lord of the Rings fans are going to be towards this weird, like, woke slant? Like, none of them.
That's the bad part. The people who make the decisions think everybody's going to do it because that's all they're fed in their offices, in Twitter. Everybody's going to love this. Just send it.
To my understanding, they went into this wanting to have their own Game of Thrones, which is so backwards.
Swing and a miss.
I can see how they want to do that for sure. But here's the thing. At least Game of Thrones tried to try and color. Think about Game of Thrones. How much woke shit was in that show? Fucking it was none. Not to the scale of fucking Rings of Power. Like they killed a pregnant mother fucking in that show. They killed a mother of 5. They killed like a dog or a wolf. What the fuck it was? I think it's a dire wolf or some shit in its cage. They did diabolical shit. They tortured a man, chopped his pee off, and I wouldn't really call it woke.
Burned a child alive.
They did. they did indeed. So I wouldn't really call it woke. I'm sure. Like, what woke things do you remember from Game of Thrones?
Well, I mean, in Game of Thrones, didn't they have like the sand vipers? the like all female like assassins from the
that got butchered by the fucking giant white dude from the Kraken, the Kraken clan. Yeah, I remember them. But at the same time, like, oh, we're all female. They got fucking slaughtered by that dude. And it's just like, like it was like a woke faint. You know what I mean?
The other thing I heard though was that they had passed on a Conan the Barbarian show.
Oh. That one would be a hard sell nowadays.
Well, it wouldn't be a hard sell at all. I'm gonna tell you why. After I drink the last of my soup here, 1 second. I don't spoon soup, I drink it. But
like a man.
Well, because in the army you're in a rush, so you grab your bowl and suck that shit down. But the Conan Barbarian, say they made a show out of that, right? That would cater to a very specific fan base where they are rabid. Huge established franchise with established tropes and like jokes and cultures. If you step a toe out of line on that show, they will burn you down to the ground. I mean, look at fucking He-Man. They fucked up He-Man so bad that the fan base turned their back on him, like in real time. Who's that fat Bob fucking Kevin character? Smith? Yeah, Kevin Smith showed his Kevin Smith just shot himself in the foot so hard, and it's just it was weird. Well, it was just weird. It was just fucking weird. Like Jason Mewes, I actually met him in real life. Fucking chill ass dude. I met him in Tulsa at Wizard Con or some shit, or what are they called? And he was out back on the parking lot smoking a cigarette. I was like, hey, and we like chatted for a bit, and I left. When I met Kevin Smith at another con in Indiana, he was a fucking douchebag, and I was like, man, what a douche. And then when I saw that, like, wait, he is a douche. Look at this guy. Like, he had tweets saying, I'm not a big fan of He-Man, and then once he had a lockstep, like, oh yeah, I'm a huge fan of He-Man, and then he just completely just anally fists the series. They just
not only that, there's audio of him from years ago saying he was never a fan.
Yeah, exactly. And
by the way, he still owes Clownfish TV an apology.
They're never gonna get that.
No.
Like, Kevin Smith is like any other fucking far left liberal. They attack and hiss and spit and bite. When they're wrong, they don't own up to it. They go, you're still what I called you. It's like, God, for God's sakes. Like, if you're even somewhat right, you don't apologize and kiss boots, you're the worst person alive. But if you're on the left, like, no one fucking cares. Like, Kevin Smith, Kathy Griffin, they're all fucking grifters. And I don't know who the hell gave Kevin Smith the ability / the privilege to write that fucking show, because it's just absolute dog shit.
Probably that heart attack. They felt bad for him.
Do what?
It was probably that heart attack he had.
Yeah.
It was like once he had that, he just came back like a different person. Like, it was kind of like when Michael Jackson had that accident and he came back like a different person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it scares people sometimes. They come back all weird.
Well, I don't know why the hell he would think, okay, I lived. Time to burn down an entire franchise. Like She-Hulk.
Because he feels he has to do right.
Like not She-Hulk, sorry. She-Man. What was the name? Fucking that cartoon series. What was it called?
She-Ra?
She-Ra, thank you. Was like She-Ra was one of the things. They're borrowing off another franchise, but She-Ra, like, I didn't mind the giant princess gal who's a fucking scorpion, but it's so blatant how they just inject this wokey bullshit into there because it's got no storyline to it. Like I was telling Iron and even you fucking Beast, is that you can have these characters, but you can have these characters who are gay or who are man eaters or woman eaters. You can have these, but you gotta write. You have to write the plot for it. You can just go, you're gay, do your thing, gay. It's like you can't do that. That's not how that works.
Well, I mean, it goes into that larger sense of what you see within all of this entertainment, where they see it's more important to have people see themselves in things. I mean, you remember the D&D 1 the new edition D&D intro. They're like, we want to make sure we saw ourselves in the games.
So if that means if I go watch a movie based entirely on a all-female African-American clan, I can get mad there's no white dudes in there? Like, you're not always going to see yourself in all entertainment. It's just not a thing. And no one's and you're not entitled to having yourself represented on said show. You just fucking deal with it. If you're looking for that, will they even be self-identity in a character or something? Like, if you're trying to find that, then go watch a show that'll do that. Don't expect it in every fucking show there is. Because I would not expect a show based on Scandinavian culture to have African Americans. The same way I would not expect an African show to have white dudes just injected in there. I mean, the French and Italians did it enough. like I don't need that, and no one needs to see themselves in anything. Like this new D&D movie coming out. It's a D&D movie coming out. It's got a dancing bard trope dude, what it's called. But like that show does not have to have a paraplegic, a dude in a wheelchair, a dude who reads too much. Like you don't have to have that. And like what law / Regardo made it so you have to go in and have every checkbox enlisted? Like when did that shit start exactly?
I mean, it's been kind of slowly working through the Hollywood system for a while, and I think part of what you're seeing though is the Hollywood system has a general distaste for all these pre-existing properties.
Well, I mean, yeah, pre-existing property is the issue. Like, I don't see why they can't just create their own shit. Is it just too hard? Can they not create their own stories? Did they piggyback off of every fucking story there ever was? I mean, it's just reboot after sequel after pre-sequel after, it's all barring off the same shit. And I swear, like, the only original things that have come out have all been like horror movies or thrillers, Because with all the books out there they could borrow from and create these new fan bases, they just keep leveraging off of Star Wars and Marvel and Star Trek and like, I'm sure you guys have heard about the Indiana Jones thing, right?
No.
So Kathleen Kennedy is going in with Indiana Jones, and they have supposedly written like 5 different endings because they can't pick one they like because they're going to piss the fans off. Because as it goes, they're going to kill off Indiana in like a time warp or some shit, and now Indiana's going to be female. Like,
oh, I'm sorry. So supposedly time travel's involved.
Yeah, time travel. Thank you.
Okay.
It's just a step to the left.
I've made some questionable decisions in my life, but that sounds like a bit of a risk.
Let's do the time warp again,
And of course, we have to go back to World War II and fight everyone's favorite eternal enemy, apparently.
The Nazis,
in Hollywood.
You think slavers would be an eternal favorite hatred bad guy, but apparently the Nazis are just too easy. Like, they tried the Russians in one of the movies, and I thought that worked a lot better. It was during the Cold War. And they were like greasers and shit. Like, that's a pretty good movie, actually. They were fighting off Russians in Africa? Or no, it was South America, wasn't it?
Amazon,
yeah. Yeah, that was a pretty good fucking show, too. But
everyone hated that movie. I don't know why.
It was like the Crystal Skull, right?
Yep.
I thought it was great.
Right. It was a good Indiana Jones movie.
It was like a nice flavor of spoof and actual like worry, like the fridge scene. But like, this is gonna be the 5th Indiana Jones movie. The 5th. Are you telling me since the first y'all can't think of any other like we're gonna make Indiana Jones but female? Why don't you just write your own female relic hunting characters? Like, call her Emily Bronze. Oh wait, I did that. Like, is it like
I was waiting for
that
shit.
Like, you would think to go, okay, we want to replace Indiana Jones. What should we do? Bob, we'll make Indiana Jones the 5th movie, but make her female. My God, Bob, you're a fucking... No, just write your own shit. Like, this is Hollywood, right?
Well, we need to make sure that we go and have a female protagonist, so it's going to be about the daughter of Indiana Jones. Don't you like that idea?
like they did it's called Laura Croft. Yeah, I know. But I mean, like a new thing, Nomi. So that's my friend from real life. Like they like this whole like we'll make Indiana Jones female. Leave Indiana alone. He is his own established character, fan base. Have him like do your fifth movie, but have it end. Indiana's old. He puts his hat on one last time on the rack and he dies. Then have your own movie about Syracuse Manhattan, who's off fucking trying to find all these relics. If you want to have nods towards Indiana Jones to where you can help pull in that fan base, but you don't do a fucking bait and switch by going back in time and then killing off Indiana just so this female Indiana impersonator can now take the mantle. It's just it's lazy. It's like it was, and then it was all a dream.
Well, I do want to point out like what it's like. Why do we have to keep killing the characters off? Why can't they just ride off into the sunset? I mean, we got to make sure we kill off Han Solo. We got to make sure we kill off Luke Skywalker. We got to, well, Leia.
Oh, I mean, like they could just retire. Like, all right, I've done enough. I'm just going to sit down, have myself a nap, eat a sandwich. I am done adventuring. But they always got to kill him off. And it's always in some like tragic offhand way, like Han Solo being killed by Ben Solo, which is like, okay. I'm not sure why it's really a thing, but okay. And then you got Leia being sucked out a fucking door, then floating through space, and then
Super Leia
still dying. It's like, oh my god.
Don't remind me of Space Mary Poppins, man. That is my least favorite part of writing in the last 30 years, hands down.
It's almost as bad. It's almost as good as somehow Palpatine has returned.
Somehow Palpatine survived. Yeah, an atomic detonation. Like, boy, what the fuck? And they could have gone with the whole clone thing, and one of his clones survived. Oh, it's a new handsome fucking
No,
Palpatine.
Can't touch clones. It's against company policy.
What do you mean?
When they picked up Star Wars initially, they had it in writing that they would not follow any of the clone storylines. That's why they made a lot of the expanded universe no longer canon, because it is against their marketing policy. It causes conflict of certain people's beliefs, so they can't do it.
Really?
But the problem, though, was part of the filming was Matt Smith was on set. Like, there was footage shot with Matt Smith as, like, supposedly the clone of Palpatine.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that would have made far more sense than he's like a fucking marionette on a giant machine and then sucks the life out of Ben and Ray for a Romeo-Juliet moment. Like, what the fuck? It was just confusing. Like, I've never laughed that hard during a serious scene in a Star Wars movie in my life. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Because I'm an evil marionette Palpatine. Wah, wah, wah. It comes off the fucking ceiling and he's just hanging there like he's fucking GLaDOS from fucking Portal. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? Now you die, big suck. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
I don't know, man. I'm a Star Wars diehard, and when Palpatine does the big Force lightning that knocks out all the ships, that's called a Force storm. It's in the writing, it's in the books, and it would kill planets. And the fact that this power of friendship bullshit, nobody got hurt. None of the ships that got hit even got damaged. They all just flew away into the sunset. Pissed me off so much.
Well, it's why I like
that Mace Windu feels silly now.
Yeah. Like,
exactly.
It feels silly now. But I remember, like, my favorite movie is Rogue One because everyone fucking dies.
It's a fucking good story. It shows what a resistance is. They're not supermen. They're just people.
They're not. There's no happy ending. They get fucking nuked from orbit. It's like, yes, satisfying ending. It's like, and then you got fucking Star Wars going, but then she floated through space and she was fine. Meanwhile, you got Akbar going, brock, 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 through space, fucking dying. Like, what about Akbar, bro? Like, it was just. And it's this constant bullshit. And we'll go back to what our first topic was. I think you mentioned The Witcher, right?
Unintentionally, but yeah.
Yeah. So the thing about The Witcher was that another established fan base. It was a Netflix series, I believe, wasn't it? So established fan base I think like half the budget that fucking Lord of the Rings had. And they did a few annoying things here and there, changing characters out for people of color and wrong hair colors. It's like, okay, fine. But it was still like a palatable show that used real dwarves. Like I was kind of, I was like, yeah, go get it, because they used a whole band of actual dwarves for the dwarves. Like they weren't like, oh, we can't, we have to use CGI dwarves. Like no, they used actual dwarfs. Like there was no like juxtaposition bullshit going on. They chose actual dwarven actors to be dwarves. I was like, that's fucking dope, you know? Go ahead.
Sorry about that. I think my internet freaked out.
You're fine.
But no, man, that's right. That's how it should be done. Get the people who should be involved, not unnecessarily.
No, apparently we can't do that though. Peter Dinklage says so.
And
I don't even know what he does other than be in one thing and be kind of famous.
That man sparked a dwarf war. Like, just the one guy's like, would you shut the fuck up? Like, this other dwarf is like, bro, I need these roles. Shut the fuck up.
I was like, he might have been able to get $1 million an episode for Game of Thrones, but the rest of them guys are like the day workers. He cost 6 people their jobs, and probably who knows how many more.
Now, I believe they got it back on track for the dwarven actors, but like, it's just so tone deaf the way they do these things. Like Snow White and the 7 Dwarves are gonna need. You can't have 7 Gimlis running around doing the Lord of the Rings. Like, because even then, on like the outside shots of that show, they use like either dwarves or like just really short actors. What they used. It's I don't know. It's just
shit. I should have applied.
I too am under substandard height at 5'1". I'll be your dwarf.
Manlet Uprising.
Not too far off.
Man, let's rise up. Jeez. Did you guys see the latest Christian outrage, by the way? So there's a show called Little Satan. I don't think it's called Little Satan.
Oh, Little Demons?
Little Demon, thank you.
That's a great show. Holy
so
fuck.
I was watching it. It's called Little Demon. Like, it's got Danny DeVito as the devil.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So
good.
in the show, there's Michael Shannon, Danny DeVito, Eugene Corrado, and they're all like, it's basically the devil had a one-night stand, and the Antichrist's mom is not like this holy avenger who only kept the Antichrist because it was a daughter. She's like in a scene as if it was like an almost abortion scene. She's like, oh, it's a girl, so she kept it. And then like the Antichrist, whose name is fuck, I forgot what her name is, but Chrissy, that's what it is, Chrissy. So Chrissy has her period and then kills 2 dudes on the same day. And when she kills the 2 dudes, it kind of opens the door for her being the Antichrist. And you got Danny DeVito's character, the devil, trying to like make her like sign this pact so they can take over the world together. It's a really funny series. And you got these like House GOP members and like a million moms saying it's trying to make our kids into demons and Antichrist. And I was like, oh god. It's like the Satanic Panic was bad enough. Now you can't have like a cheeky cartoon about, you know, the Antichrist doing goofy things with a snake bartender and shit. Like it's just goofy. And
it tells a pretty human story at the core of it. There's a lot of kids whose parents fucking hate each other.
Well,
and that's real.
It's on Fox or Disney Plus. I pirated it because yo ho ho. But yeah, so it's a pretty good little show, and it's funny. Like, it's got really good, funny writing to it, and there's like a weird nod to like the it has these weird nods to other series on Netflix and Prime and all that. It's a funny show. It really is, and people are like, it's gonna teach our kids to worship the devil. It's like, would you just fucking relax? Like, House GOP Senator says, Little Demon is promoting satanic imagery. Yeah, no shit there, bud. It's about the Antichrist. The fuck? You're surprised? Like,
you know, it's always nice to see that they can kind of remind us that for lack of terms, the left doesn't have the monopoly on the outrage.
Yeah, well, even this is like, okay, really, you guys again? Like, it's kind of like oh, look who it is, the super loud Christians. Hey, how you doing? I haven't seen you for a while. You know, they kind of slip in. And it's a pretty funny show. And what's weird about this is that this show is getting like all this 1 million moms hate. Satanic cartoons. What was the show about? It had like the demon dude and the angel dude, and they're trying to like hunt down the Antichrist and try and stop this giant world-ending war. It's a juxtaposed comedy where a guy owns a bookstore. Fuck.
Was it Good Omens?
Good Omens, thank you.
Yeah.
No one minded Good Omens. So, also, good show, Good Omens. See, Nomi knew. Good show. No outrage. You had the Antichrist there, devils and angels working together. No one give a fuck. But the cartoon's like, but our kids may see this. You could just control what shows your kids sees, because I'm pretty sure this is not on like the Disney Channel. It's on Fox. Like
absolutely not. There's full murder and nudity, episode 1.
Oh yeah, like that. As I go on, my little happy little tree friends. What a good show for my kids. Like you don't vet your shit.
No, nobody takes responsibility for anything, and I'm tired of being the younger person in the crowd going and installing safety locks for their friends because they don't know how to keep porn and video and horrible shit off their kids' game consoles. I didn't want to grow up to be a narc, but this is my life now.
You're a fucking fed now. Congrats. Fuck.
I hate my existence.
Living is suffering. One of those kind of things.
Oh man, he's the buzzkill.
Like, dude, maybe you shouldn't keep bondage on your home screen. It's not my fault.
Yeah. My God, dude, it's just the same thing over and over again, and it's kind of boring to talk about because it's the same shit over and over again. It's like, what's the outrage today? Well, what's going on today? Like, I was at Barnes and Nobles, waiting for a table reservation to pop up. So the guy will go to Barnes and Nobles and fuck around and flip through manga. So I'll go to the manga aisle and it's just swamped with brand new mangas and all that, and the comic book section's like an end cap. So like,
yeah, have you actually counted
what, like,
like
the comic books that are actually there and are all woke trash? Yeah, I've counted them.
Oh no.
Damn.
Actually, no, I mean the actual shelves, because at my local Barnes and Noble is like 7 for manga and 7 for comics and 27 for manga.
27?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It's about the same here. It's a huge divide.
I love how, like, if you go in and type in woke comics in Google, you'll see, like, chorus saying, why is woke culture harming comic industries? And you got, like, anti-woke comic book defies cancel culture. It's 1.7 million, which I'm sure is the, that's Eric, what's his name? So,
July.
Thank you, Eric July. He made a comic book called ISOM. It's ISOM, and it is by the Ripperverse. I'm pretty sure, and he got like $1.7 million in pre-orders, and it's like the finally anti-woke with like a main black protagonist, and it's like they can't cancel it. Like it's so
it's up to 3.5 now. You
are shitting me. He's fucking crushing it right now. But
and actually, speaking of that, he saw the Hadazee stuff the other day, and he had posted out something like, do I got to get into the RPG scene now?
I mean, it's why I did it, because like, man, we need like a non-bullshit game. And he made a non-bullshit comic. But here's the checkmate on this. It's a black creator who made a black comic with a black man character and is anti-woke. That's fucking checkmate, bro. You say, we can't have this. Why? Are you racist? It's such a checkmate. It's a hardcore checkmate. My God.
Power move of the century.
It really
like
is.
There's an extra little spike in it because, like, the main female lead is a white woman.
Do what now?
Oh, because the female lead, her name's like Yaira, is a white woman, and I feel like that's almost an extra little twisting of the knife for some of these wokies who want to like segregate.
Yeah, and I pulled up Eric July's Twitter. He's just fucking just ripping on people. Like he has one where it's got like, you know, the Squidward comic or meme was like it's like in a box, like all like unshaven, like a hobo in a cup. And it says Marvel DC artist. He's like making a face in front of it, like. And what's funny is that these guys like Eric July and the black commenters on Nick Beardy's videos, is that when they go on Twitter and say, "Hey, no, this isn't racist," "Hey, we do," they always call on racial names or racial slurs, like Uncle Tom and stuff. It's just like it's so weird watching them twist and deviate and then attack out of nowhere. It's like, what are you then? Because I'm pretty sure that's why their narrative's failing, because you got these solo black creators who are just fucking crushing it, and they're like just slurring them up. Like it is so weird watching blue check mark folks on Twitter drop the fucking hard R. It's just like, god damn, on Twitter, just fucking drop that bitch in the comment section. I was like, God.
I don't know. I think when people get to a certain point of trying to make a statement, they lose the plot. Like genuinely, they're just pissed and sending it, and don't really think about what the hell is going on.
Well, that
go ahead.
Sorry.
My favorite part with the Eric July stuff is he's like. I don't want to say feuding with, but he's basically going after some of the Marvel artists directly.
Oh, he is, yeah. He goes at so and so and just fucking slaps words down. It's like, God, it's
and then while he's doing it, he'll kind of hit them with a little side comment of, by the way, what's your page rate? I'll pay more.
Yeah, because he can. Like he's hit the mark. It was a huge slump. Like in order to like keep their shares up, they had to. I think we said it on T-shirts podcast. They had to go to reporting manga sales to make numbers look good, and that's because Western comics were failing hardcore. They had to use manga as a buffer to keep themselves rolling, and so you have a huge slump in the American comic market, right? And you have people like July walk in and just stomp the yard. People go, oh yeah, what? And then they start clapping and then stop when they realize, oh, he's of the other side. He's a race trader or Uncle Tom, and they go on the attack mode. It's just every fucking time, like clockwork. It is. It's like clockwork.
Everyone change topics. DJ's here.
Change topics. The fun police is here. There he is.
The fun police. I am the fun.
But you don't understand, comrade. I am fun. There you are. All right. So I believe so. Iron. I don't know if you know this. You actually know. You're here last time, so you know that DJ is a race trader, right? According to.
Oh my god.
According to Twitter, he is apparently.
Really?
Yeah. Well, like we're telling, like you came here. We're talking about Eric July and a pancake powder salesman named Terrence Williams, how they're being on the attack and being called racist for being black and not being woke. That's literally what it is.
Oh boy.
And like I was showing them how in the comment sections of Nick Beardy's video, we were discussing Hado Z, and another black D&D creator was on Twitter, and he goes, "Hey, you know, this isn't really racist, you know." And they called him fucking Uncle Tom on Twitter. It's just we were talking about how like they're all for African Americans until y'all don't step in line. If y'all step outside the line, then you're a race trader and an Uncle Tom and rah 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 rah. And how you got and how you got
mad.
And how there's like these blue check marks on Twitter who will drop the hard R in your fucking comment section if you don't toe the line. It's like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, I've been called that once or twice.
Why?
Well, because
he wears a cloak and fangs.
Oh yeah, there's been several times where I've been told that I'm quote unquote acting white, all because I don't talk or dress the same way that everybody else does, and I'm like, I don't want to. Doesn't take away the fact that I'm black.
Well,
but just because.
Remember you gotta act black though. Like remember there's a comment said he doesn't sound very black though in the fucking comment section, and I was like, what the black guy sound like? Like.
That was fantastic, by the way. I've been memeing that for like the entire week.
Oh, have you? Well, tell me, friend, what does a black guy sound like? Like nervous sweating on his temple, you know?
Shaquille O'Neal.
If the glove fit, know what I mean? But I was looking at July's Twitter feed, and where is it? Yeah, so he was doing a comment on the Harfoots and how it's it's not about expanding Tolkien's work. It's about reimagining it with 21st century eyes, you know, and reweaving the lore. Because I think who's that fellow on T-Shirts Cast? He was the European guy. He said about how it's the guy who does Grimm, the guy who does the topless D&D thing. But like how it was you know, like they're stealing this north, like just because basically Tolkien was trying to write folklore for Northern Europe. You know, it's kind of what it was kind of for. Like, hey, here's your new, you know, not legacy, folklore, and how it's being reimagined and chewed upon and rewoven. It's just, if you go on YouTube and Twitter and you find these black creators, they're always like, no, it's just bullshit. Look at this shit. And they get like ratioed even harder than the white dudes do. And, you know, I'm not black, obviously. I'm fucking redneck as fuck. But it's weird watching these guys like Mr. Fangbearer here. Like, if you step outside your pre-established cultural lines, you are torn apart.
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing with like D&D. Where in the book did it say you cannot play while black? Like, where did it say when you were born you're black where it counts? No, I am not. I am painfully white in that regard. Slap.
You said this, of course. Never
Slap
mind.
salad, yeah. Your credit score? Good lord. Also wrong. I bought a house and haven't been the same since.
Keep an eye on that fella.
Yeah. But
He came back with the milk.
He came back with milk. So like for you guys, why is it that, and you see it more in like black anime enjoyers for sure, how like they are not in the system of the pre-established, and I do quote, black plot line. You know what I mean? So like as a fang-bearing black man, how do you deal with this predisposed culture ideals placed upon you? Because it's kind of what it is. It really is like you must be this, but why? Also vote Democrat, but why? You know, like,
that's the answer right there. Is instead of just blindly like going along with it and saying yes sir, I said but why? Or God forbid I went no.
Fucking DJ said, have you seen those white vampire bitches though? God damn.
You got me there.
Trust me, I understand.
You got me there.
Especially
got him.
personally, DJ.
They hypnotize you.
Like DJ to a core, I do not follow most stigmas or stereotypes that are placed upon persons of color. I am a culture clash, and I love every second of it because it angers people, and I find it funny.
How dare you? How dare I what? Not be black? Just. And I believe DJ, you were here. We discussed the Black Mermaid scenario, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So like we discussed how they're making that all-female black African tribal movie coming out, and I mean it's nice to see they're finally trying at least to make these black-centric movies. But how do you feel when you're watching Beauty and the Beast set in northern France, and you see a black person on screen? Like, do you go like, really? Does it break the immersion for you? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Like how do you feel when you see this shit?
Well, kind of like how we discussed last week. If you want to have an all-female cast, great. If you want to put a black person in where a normal, like a white person used to be, great. But write a compelling story that can back it up. I'm not going to sit here and say the movie's good just because you managed to get that off the checklist. So I don't personally care. But as long as you write something gripping and compelling, I'll watch it. I'll probably enjoy it. I'll recommend it on Rotten Tomatoes.
Man, I don't know.
Yeah, no.
I just wish it was just like, yeah. I wish it would just be more so. If you're gonna do it, put it out, but don't like make that the majority of the marketing. Like, oh, look how good we are for putting this into the film.
That's called catering and pandering.
I suppose, but like, to me, catering is being used incorrectly. Like when you make a movie based on one cultural subsect, like say we're doing like a movie all about Romney or Romani or the Slavic gypsy cultures, whatever you want to call it. make a movie purely on that. That is a correct kind of catering. Hey, here's a movie just for you. Now, catering, in my opinion, is not a bad thing. It really is not. You can cater towards African audiences, Chinese audiences who own slave camps. You can cater towards those particular audiences. But the pandering, that's where it gets a bit bad. Like, catering is fine. You can cater towards certain demographics or positions or peoples or whatever you want to call it, or cultural subsects, whatever. But pandering's where you gotta start drawing a line on pandering. Like, oh yeah, here's your guy in a wheelchair. You think they're like, you remember the old school posters with like the one black kid, the one Asian kid, the one white kid, the one guy in a wheelchair? you remember that shit? Yeah. Like, dude, think like, hey, I'm in a wheelchair too. Thanks, society. Like, they're not gonna like, why is he like the combat wheelchair, like in D&D? Like, are you telling, like, I doubt a guy who's in a wheelchair every day wants to play the guy in a wheelchair in a D&D game. Like, there's some things you don't need, and that's pandering. Hey, we made you a combat wheelchair for your D&D game. Why the fuck do I want this?
You know what I mean? We stand with you.
I just wish when they did this, when this stuff came up, like you would at least give like a good original idea with it. Like, I've got the best idea for like a female Dr. Frankenstein, where the Dr. Frankenstein, she's incapable of having children naturally, so she starts making them on her own. But the thing is, they wind up being monsters, and then she winds up like taking the bodies and making her own family.
That sounds like an awesome sitcom you watch on Netflix. That's what it sounds like. Like, have you ever seen the movie Fido?
No, I haven't.
So Fido is a movie where there's a zombie apocalypse, and they have collars that control the zombies. So I use Fido as an example of derivative but original works. So zombie apocalypse, comes out. Well, Fido goes, well, zombies, but we have collars to control the zombies and make them do menial work like pushing carts or being house servants, that. And then, like, there's one zombie where it's a zombie sex slave.
What?
Yeah.
What?
So, hold on. Fido actors. So
who are they pandering to? That weird surgeon?
Maybe.
That one specific, very, like, 3%.
Oh, yes, here we go.
Every Walking Dead superfan.
Just what Daddy wanted. But like Billy Connolly plays Fido, like the big, like he plays the zombie, and it's got I'm trying to find where his name is, but the guy who plays one of the followers in Constant Sorrow, plays the cowboy in I'm trying to find the actor. But like basically he found this freshly turned woman, is like, oh, collar her. And she is now his zombie sex slave, and that's what he does. And it's just, So Tim Blake Nelson, he's Mr. Theophilus. He's the guy who plays in the brain drugs head fucking Flexeril. He plays in Oh Brother Art Thou. So Tim Blake Nelson, he has this fucking female sex slave zombie, and the kid's like taking Fido on adventures. So he's got like his little like pet zombie who goes around. They attack a plant. It's just it's a great movie if you haven't seen it yet. But it's one of those things where it's not a new subject matter, zombies, but it's an original derivative, which is things that it seems like Hollywood can't do. Like, say, like for instance, Indiana Jones. You can do a Indiana Jones derivative, which has an established like storyline, guy who runs around museums, fights Nazis, whatever. But you can have that, redo the story, and have your female character. It's just getting so old watching them just rip apart all these franchises just to dunk on people or remove fucking... Because basically what they're doing is, with Indiana Jones, they're trying to remove the white male lead. It's what they're doing. Like, we must kill off the patriarchy by killing off Indiana Jones, I guess. But instead of like, but they should waste all their money on their own stories. It's not that hard.
I think part of it is when they take over a property, they feel like they have this safety net because, oh, people will love this. They'll just show up to see it just because.
Well, it's why I kind of sort of hope this whole Rings of Power thing fails. They've been leveraging off that ideal for way too fucking long. I mean, look at the Buzz Lightyear fucking fiasco. I mean, my God.
I forgot that.
Shall we mention?
I don't know what you're talking about when it comes to Buzz Lightyear.
Shall we mention? Shall we mention also She-Hulk? Or are we going to leave that alone?
I wanted to bring that up, but I wanted to wait. It is atrocious.
Is it bad?
So,
yeah.
I was curious to see how bad it was, and how is that the CGI for 2022?
Well, you know how like all the VFX artists are like suffering from all the Marvel workload. They hate it.
Like, and she's not even she does nothing She-Hulky. It's just her being She-Hulk, who is mostly a lawyer, and like the wife said, it's like a girl going, I'm a lawyer, or I'm a high-class businesswoman, but I'm also a mom. You know, like the kind of weird like stance on it. Like, I'm also this. Like, I'm a high-class lawyer, but I'm also She-Hulk. Should it be the other way around? You do She-Hulk stuff, and then when you're bored, you do the lawyer stuff. And then there's the fucking twerking scene. It's just like, oh my God.
Yeah. I woke up and I perused iFunny. It was the first thing that I saw was her dropping it. I'm like, really?
What with her dropping it? So is that not encouraging racial stereotypes at all? Or is that just me? Am I reading too far into it? Like, oh, by the way, since She-Hulk is a black actress, she also twerks. Go get it, She-Hulk. Like, what the fuck is going on?
It's absolutely like encouraging stereotypes, but they're changing the name from stereotype to empowerment. Like now we're trying to rise and raise like people of color, women, or whatever narrative we're painting here up. Where they're just they're changing the name from stereotype and stigma to empowerment.
We will twerk to the sunrise of our culture. Twerk, ladies, twerk till we rise.
Oh God, I'm going inside.
We shall twerk on the beaches.
We shall twerk on the beaches. We shall twerk in the comment section.
We shall twerk on Normandy.
We shall twerk. 1,000 U.S. Rangers just backing that ship to the beach. Fucking Germans like, what? Hans, what the fuck do we do? I guess we twerk with them? Hans, throw it back. Quickly. Twerk better than them. It's just, like, I was shocked.
I'm sorry. I don't have the area.
Ach nein, ich habe eine dump truck.
You have the fat dumpy. Drop it.
Spiegel, find who has the fat dumpy. Have him twerk. Can guard twerk? No, I cannot. I'm not. No, not ever.
Yeah, you can.
But it's like,
I believe in you.
But like,
look. You guys got the maid dress. I think that's enough.
But like, they did all this stuff to try and beat back all these stereotypes and empowering black actors, and you have She-Hulk just very poorly throwing it down. I've seen better twerking by white chicks on fucking TikTok, to be honest with you. Like, they couldn't have her just jiggling that shit. Like, if you're gonna have She-Hulk twerk, go full bore, go full Coomer with it. But they didn't. It was like a half-assed, like, skinny meth head twerk. Like,
it wasn't dropped like it was hot. It was lowered like it was warm.
Lowered and lukewarm.
I may steal that for reasons later. I got the people to insult.
Drop it like it's warm. Drop it like it's warm.
Oh my God! But that's why I can't. I know they're releasing it episodically. I can't watch any more of it. It was. I can't even formulate a proper opinion on it. It was just not good. But again, that's what we were talking about beforehand. Was like last week. As long as we're marking out this checklist, people will come and see it and they will like it. Because if they don't like it, they're bigots and misogynists.
It really is concerning how if you don't watch X, you're a bigot. Like as if being a straight man are contractually obligated to go and watch like an all gay movie. If I don't go watch it, you're a fucking bigot. But this isn't for me. I don't understand. I'm not gay.
Like, it wasn't made for you. You just have to watch it.
Hey, Jolly Boy. So
that's me.
I know. I saw you in the first time chatter. I'm
just happy. I'm just jumping over to like watching Tokusatsu, watching some Ultraman and Kamen Rider.
Yo, like
fucking
$200
Kamen
for
Rider.
Ultraman merch.
I think it's an old Power Ranger episode with like the American Ninja. Remember that shit? American Ninja! It's a cowboy on roller skates. It's like Japanese. Have y'all seen this shit? Yeah. Hey, see you later. He like jumps off a fucking roof. I was fucking dying. But like me...
It's Friday in California.
It's Friday in California. Huh? Shit! But like the American Ninja thing, like that's being a parody of basically a white subculture, and no one like, oh, it's pretty fucking funny. High five, click. You're like, we're not like, how could they? It's like I'm the right cowboy. We even wear chaps. Like we don't give a fuck.
Oh, you mean Texans don't all wear 10-gallon hats?
Wear assless chaps to go buy groceries? No, they don't. They don't.
I mean, I would, but that's just me.
It's hot outside.
Very.
But so how do y'all feel about Batman being? I hate things.
Uh-oh.
How do you guys feel about Batman being turned bi?
Wait. What?
So more or less, they're turning Batman bisexual.
Well, they ran out of other characters to do it too. They already did a Superman.
If they turn Batman bisexual, every single meme that's been made about him and Robin is about to make a huge resurgence.
Like, I don't think they understood what they're doing. Like, so DC confirms bisexual Bruce Wayne as a bisexual Batman, or bi Batman, or Bat bi, or man Bat bi, whatever you want to call it. But they forget he had a male ward for like forever. And we're like, no, it's fine, because see, Batman is straight. And now he's not. And now it's all very sus. You know what I'm saying?
See, I always thought he was just sexually confused because he would have, the likes of Harley Quinn and Batgirl and Catwoman hit on him incessantly. And I'm like, you're just going to stand there? Do something, bro.
Well, I can see him being asexual because, I only get hard for justice. You know what I mean?
It's like, he only goes and, like, is seen with women just to make the appearance. Like, he frankly uses women just to be seen,
and more or less. So I don't understand. Well, I guess they've tried to write a bi character and fucking sucked at it. So I was like, why don't this write a bi superhero? I'm like, oh right, they did and they sucked at it. Never mind, right? Forget. Quick, safe space, save me.
Didn't J.K. Rowling, whatever, how you pronounce her last name, didn't she do the same thing with out of nowhere? She was just like, by the way, Dumbledore was gay.
I'm pretty sure J.K. Rowling was high on ketamine when she was doing those fucking tweets. Like, Hermione's black. No, she's... What the fuck? It's in your book right here. She's not black. And then J.K. Rowling... Well, thing is, J.K. Rowling was on the fucking crocodile for a while on Twitter, and then went full circle, said, no, women are women. And the fucking fan base was like, what did you just say? And fucking exploded. And
she was one of the people tiptoe around.
She was one of the people pushing this early on.
Yeah.
So, like, all right, will do. And I was told that by a medical professional. I trusted the science, if you will. And you got guys... Well, people out there are saying, well, it's people who menstruate, not women. I'm like, doesn't the science say that only women can menstruate? Because I'm pretty sure there's no dude just pissing out blood and making a snow cone in the fucking snow. Like, ain't no one doing that.
I can think of a few people.
Wasn't on purpose.
You need to go to the
kidney
doctor.
damage.
Your blood pressure's too high.
But like...
Well, Guard, a lot of what it is everyone's trying to forge out identities these days in very aggressive ways. You can't just be you. The world has to know.
Your identity should not be your sexuality.
It's more about making sure that everyone acknowledges and accepts what you say.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how the world. That's not how the world works. Go to one fucking biker bar and test that fucking shit out there.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, they never will though.
And
that's not the real world of that.
Like, I have nothing against these folks who feel like, hey, I feel more manly. That's because you're a tomboy guy. Like, are you confused? Well, I'm a girl, but I like wearing jeans and riding motorcycles. It's called being a tomboy. I'm a guy, but I like wearing shorter shorts. It means you're a tom girl. You're just more feminine. That's how it is. You're not trans. You're just a tomboy. You're just a fucking tom girl. It is what it is. That's how you are.
Prestige.
Ass D.
Yeah, you've seen his shorts, Guard. You know what he's about.
Oh, yeah.
I know he wears short shorts.
That's
The
my
dangles.
that's my mild alter ego right there.
Fucking, hey artificial, how you doing? He says, I started pissing blood when I was processing kidney stones, so now I know what it's like to be a woman.
Yay, somebody who understands.
You know, my man's is speaking facts and logic, I guess. I don't know.
But it's the same crowd that pushes this whole agenda. Like it's not just one place, it's all over, and they're all the same thing. Like the people who call J.K. Rowling a TERF or something, folks go like, LOL, I am kitten self pronouns. Like, could you just not do that? Like, go on TikTok, type in pronouns, and you'll get lost for an hour and a half in the void. Like, like fairy pronouns, fish pronouns, kitten pronouns, puppy self. It's like, good God, shut up. God. But like,
no, I'm not gonna do that. I want to live.
But like, you'll see, hey, they go, hey, trust the science on vaccinations, you bigot. I'm like, okay, go to a doctor. Yeah, you're fine. But when scientists say, yeah, there's XX and XY, well, we don't like that science.
That science doesn't paint the narrative that we're trying to paint. So we don't agree with it.
Like, you can be a lesbian, be happy. You don't have to choose this fucking country flag of fucking colors. This is me. I'm pretty sure your name's Cheryl and you like eating carpet. That's who you are. This flag is not who you are, my friend. Chill out. Like, I'm actually a man. No, you're a woman who loves women like me. Like, we're in the same park. We both love titties. Mm-hmm. like you're it's just and these are the same people who do go, you know, ripping on J.K. Rowling, ripping on these black creators and calling them Uncle Toms and race traders, or like they see race in things where you shouldn't see race in, like space sugar ladder monkeys. It's just, my God.
Yeah, these are the same people that are essentially reintroducing racism, but just changing out the name and calling it empowering. Hence, what last week the black creator did.
Yeah,
chimpanzee race.
Yeah, the fucking Hadozi. We've touched on that.
I can't get over that.
It's just, but even then, like they should have kept it. The fact they couldn't like stick to their guns. Wait, hold on. Did you say a black creator made that?
Isn't that what you said? That a bunch of like black creators?
No.
Made this?
So
no, he was confusing the books.
Yeah. So that's not the Hadozi book. That's that's Spelljammer. That the all black creator book was a D&D book. Hold on.
Was that the Radiant Citadel?
No, it's the one where like it's got like a Edgelord 42. Thank you for following. It's got a mark on the front, all colored D&D book. Nope, that's a rabbit hole. I'm not going down. Fuck that. Oh. Jesus Christ.
Yikes.
All people of colored creator D&D book. Was that gonna pop it up? Okay. I'm having problems finding it now. That's odd.
Because I remember like about 3 or 4 months ago that was the Radiant Citadel.
Oh yeah. So it's Radiant Citadel. Yeah, you're right. I still wasn't sure. I want to make sure. And have you read through Radiant Citadel? Have any of you ever read through this book yet?
One of my players brought it to me. Very excited.
I had a guy send me the book in screenshots off his phone on Discord, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? It's so boring. Like, the Radiant Citadel is so boring.
It's okay. It just feels disjointed. Like, there's not a lot of cohesion there. It's all over the place.
Yeah, Edgelord, I was actually in that video. I was in the comment section being a Coomer. So, Edgelord, on that video, it was on, I believe they posted one of the 4chan TG threads about Monster Girls. I was like 104 posts in that fucking thread. But, it just seems like we're all talking about the same subject as spawning from the exact same fucking people. Like, no matter how you turn this wheel, it's the same people infecting Star Trek, infecting Indiana Jones, infecting, and we can all tell that their journey's dying, right? Like you can tell we're on the backside of the hill now, going down. Like they had their climb up, going up, and now they're sliding down off a little shit streak. People realize, oh, hey, you're the problem. They've recognized the cancer who's been killing their favorite fandom. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Because you're throwing it in everything, so it's kind of hard to take it seriously when you're putting it in everything that exists or has existed.
Well, like I was telling Ironcaster, the only place I've seen free of this is Wargames. Like 40K, Star Wars Legion, X-Wing Armada, all these war games, there is none of this shit whatsoever.
Have you seen who plays war games?
Exactly. So it's
Awesome.
it's like somehow the war games have somehow gatekept themselves, or they're not, or I guess like they require skill to play and money, and the left can't do that. They can't spend money on.
It requires reading. That's the main one.
Reading and math.
Guard,
Reading
you need
and
to.
math.
Guard, you need empowering diversity in the Veil Riders. Add a black twerking centaur. I am not doing that.
Already done.
Come on,
I'm-
Guard.
I
He's
am
not doing it because he already wrote it up. It's in the
He's
next
making
chapter.
notes.
Does a centaur twerk like this?
or like this.
Oh my God.
Do they pop it up or slam it down? How does a centaur
¿Por qué no
twerk?
los dos?
Oh my God. Now I'm picturing it. I'm actually curious.
Stop.
Going down this rabbit hole.
And it's why like
This centaur hole.
like speaking of like Centaurs, Monster Girls anime, it's been more or less free of this shit because the left can't hold on to it hard enough. It's not under control of a culture that's accepting of these fucking absolute lunatics. Japan's like, the fuck you. We like money. And they just kept doing their thing.
Money and anime titties has some serious power in certain circles.
Well,
I
For a
mean,
lot of it, they still don't even think like the West likes some of this stuff. They're like, no, we just kind of like doing our own thing here. And wait, you Americans like this stuff? No, you don't.
shit.
Yeah,
Kamen
Well,
Rider
they know.
posing in the parking lot. It's like, oh yeah, no, definitely don't.
may or may not have a couple of dockies. May or may not be using a booba mouse pad right now. May or
May
may
or
not.
may not just bought in 2 last week.
I just want Kamen Rider Wizard on Blu-ray. Is that too much to ask for?
Yes.
It's a lot. It's a $180
Yeah.
package when it comes out.
I gotta find out some way to split. I gotta figure out. I gotta take a rope and tie up this centaur body pillow somehow. So it's
We're also on an
splayed.
ad.
Ooh.
That's it.
Don't
Oh,
you
okay.
just love this?
Also, sorry, I'm trying to process.
I think it's funny that you're talking about the centaur body pillow tie-up, and it's like a keep it secure ad.
Yeah, it's true.
Yep, that's what I just got to.
Safe, secure,
I was
under
eating.
control.
Fuck.
Really strapped in there. Just tie it good.
Yes.
Like, secure the centaur lifelock ad.
What's that?
Oh,
Oh yeah, like get like shibari rope and do like knots on it and shit. Like how it tied up. Like safe, secure, inner element, thriving. But so why do you guys think Manga's made it unscathed? Because I'm sure you remember when Twitter attacked and tried to destroy that big tittied gray haired girl, fucking
Oh, Zaki-chan?
yeah, Zaki-chan. Like
Take notes of how fast you knew that. Just throw that out there.
I think she's fucking hilarious, and I will not apologize
Of
for
course
it.
you do.
well, I was just like, really? This? Like it was so
Thank you.
weird.
Thank you.
What?
Another person who's just like, come on.
Well,
Can we
yeah.
not
So
be
like,
better?
I log on Twitter and I'm like, what's going on today? And why is this anime girl fucking everywhere? And she was,
fucking
everywhere. this isn't even realistic. This is stupid. And then like, there's like some cosplayer going, no, look, and she's like the exact same body type. Well, that's different. You're like doing it on purpose. Yeah, because this is my body type.
I was born like this, motherfucker.
It's just at this point, 2D is much better than 3D.
You see, with Monster Girls, the monster's on the outside of the girl.
Who said that?
But
Yeah.
but I'm sure you guys remember when, because like, of course, we'll tread back on the road of destroying franchises. Cowboy Bebop on Netflix.
See, okay, I'm gonna say it. I thought it was actually pretty good. I don't know why people were hating it. The only thing that I saw that was consistent was it wasn't like the anime. It's not going to be.
So I actually didn't mind Jet Black being black. That was
cool.
Like I was
that was
like,
cool.
all right, you did it well. What kind of pissed me off was like Faye Valentine's actor just being a fucking shitlord the entire time. That was
interesting.
Like, no one's gonna wear these clothes or fit into them, and like 70 cosplayers just dumping pictures in her fucking DMs.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like,
yeah, you can go ahead. It's like, yeah, well, there might be some changes made for the sake of adaptation. I mean, that's kind of part of the name. You're adapting it. You just don't got to be a bitch in the adaptation.
Yeah.
Or in talking about it.
That fighter guy, thank you for subscribing. I'm sorry about the ads, man, but like literally, this is the way I can keep the ads not running as much. Is this way? I'm trying, bruh. But I will say one thing about manga is that manga has become a catalyst for even the most hardcore deviants. So it's found itself being the Wild West has resettled in anime titties, because I'm sure you guys have seen the "I Love My Dog" T-shirts coming out of Japan right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's I'll send you a picture. So
I need to see this.
So look in podcast chat, and these are the shirts. Okay. These are the shirts we're rolling out of fucking Japan right now, due to
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So it's got this like German.
I'm gonna wear this to work tomorrow.
It's got like a because I can't show it on stream because she's not wearing underwear.
No, that's fair.
But it's got like a Doberman Pinscher like standing over his woman with no pants on and like posed up. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I wouldn't call manga like a shining beacon of light in terms of culture, but it's kind of the wild, wild west of the cultures now. You can find everything in there. Manga's turned into like a new 4chan in a way, where like you can find anything in manga, my friend. You can find anything you want. What kind of anime girl you want, homie?
Manga's a barren wasteland, but that's just it. It's going to sell. It's going to make money because there will be a market for it. Because ultimately, their goal is to make money, and they're going to sell. As long as there's a girl on it, fuck it.
I was scrolling down through this guy's fucking Twitter, and I saw this fucking meme. It says, "No, thank you. We don't want any more leftards, snowflakes, or brainwashed liberals. What about straight up racists? Clandalf." Oh my god!
Did you see where I think it was the mangaka for it was Negima or the Love Hina wound up winning political office?
Love Hina, yeah, that was my first dirty manga book ever looked at. I was looking at Love Hina.
Because and then he released a manga about fighting a bunch of the white leftist.
Yeah. He wrote a conflict book about the leftists. But yeah, so my library, my school had Love Hina fucking mangas in it because they didn't know any better. So I read like 12 issues of Love Hina before they caught on and pulled them out of the library.
Wow.
Nobody else was reading them. It was just Guard.
Yeah. Honestly, you were the only name in those sleeves.
It was Oklahoma, and they were like, comic books, that'll do. Didn't look through them, didn't read them, put them on the shelf. I'm like, cartoons, cool. Pull the manga out. Oh, there are titties in these. Oh, fuck. And I just churned through all four.
There's a lot of titties in these.
Like, I skipped like 2 classes after lunch to read all these fucking manga books before they fucking found out.
Nice. Man, in my high school, we just stole Yu-Gi-Oh cards out of Shonen Jump.
See, the thing was, though, I remember on one of the issues, the pages were kind of stuck together, so I was not the first one to be there.
Are you sure, or do you just not remember?
Tag me in, brother.
Bro, tag me in. Pulls out dick. But like,
well, that's exactly why they pulled them. The pages kept on getting too sticky.
I know, right?
Okay, let's do some research. What's going on here?
Take off the dust jacket.
What in the fuck is going on here? But like, so, Oni Madru, 5,000 bits. Jesus Christ! Thank you, Oni. Appreciate it. Yeah, so Oni's one of those guys who's like super fucking base. He'll come in, drop 5,000 bits, and dip out and say nothing. Like, what the fuck just happened?
I mean, he said, eh.
Yeah, he said, eh. Take $50. Oni, thank you.
Drops $50. Does not elaborate.
Oni, so real quick, Oni, I need you to send me a DM on Discord. I want to send you a keychain because you spend like you and Dragon Blade. I send you guys keychains. I
saw those, man. Those things are sick.
I know. I was like, fuck, this ain't too bad. I'm the merchant man now. But have you guys noticed how there's more and more independent creators now? Like, y'all have seen that, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So what I believe is, y'all can chime in and say no, nah, or guard, you're fucking stupid. But it seems more like the more the left controls the media and ways to put out said media, the more these normal people are going, fuck it, and just Kickstartering and just pushing it out anyway and doing self-publishing and building a fan base. It reminds me of the underground comic book clique that happened a long time ago. It was during like the 70s or 80s where there were underground comics where you had to go to like a shady back alley, like, can I get a number 5? And the guy goes, I got just what you want, and pulls out like a number 5 comic book from under his fucking trench coat, hands it to you. Like there are underground comics, and it's kind of like they're like underground content creators who are just out doing shit, you know.
Well,
I have no idea what you're talking about. Said the guy who interviewed furries all weekend.
How'd that go?
Dude, hey, if you guys got a moment for a quick sidetrack, I actually saw one of them like full on get hit with a PVC pipe, just at random.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, we're all
Was
setting
this a
up.
fetish thing?
No, this was in a crowded public environment.
Someone just whacked a fucking fur with the PVC
Running
pipe.
start, two-handed
whack-a-mole.
baseball swing, just bam, gets pulled away into the crowd, disappears. Everyone else is just like, they're not getting up. We should look into that. They were fine, by the way.
Here's the wind up. The
Dude.
pitch.
Watch out! Watch out! Burp, burp.
I
Still
talk a lot of
cares.
shit, and like I know I could be a little bit of a brash person. That was one of those. Oh, I feel bad because that was real. That was like genuine. Hey, fuck this person.
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
Have you tried not being a fucking furry? Loads up PVC pipe.
Pretty much.
Load
Other-
PVC with malicious
Intent.
intent.
Yeah.
Other than that incident, everything went great.
Did you just cock a PVC pipe?
Shell falls out. What the fuck was that? Like
I know it wasn't just the furry because that person hit somebody else like 20 minutes later.
I think
I
that
know that
person was
dude's
just an
fault.
antagonist.
Oh no, she got speared. Like full on adult man speared them and took them out of the convention center.
fucking really? So
He was hitting people.
so a woman had a PVC pipe, was whacking furries, and got fucking tackled by security. Fucking based.
Got
Doing God's work.
It wasn't just furries. She also hit Homestuck cosplayers.
Also fair.
Double
Just gonna
based.
throw it out there.
Double based.
Double base.
Homestuck. Wait, Homestuck is still a thing?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah, they're
Splinter
finally allowed
Cell.
back in conventions.
They're like the ISIS of conventions. Like they're there in the background doing hood rat shit, and you can't stop them, but you can still try. You know, like we gotta ban the Homestuck. We're trying so hard to come out of the tunnels in a fucking con center.
Well, no, they were banned in NorCal for years.
You're shitting me.
One of the big groups, they not only were only famous for getting into fistfights, they actually stabbed a guy. He ended up being okay, but it doesn't change the fact
It
they
still
stabbed
happens.
a guy.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Or they make fucking mustard gas in one of the fucking closets in the hotel and smoke out the entire fucking convention center.
I don't think that was them. I think that was targeted at the furries.
Yeah, I know, but still, it's like
Oh my god, if it was a fandom war, that would be great.
like
Oh.
like nerd chic's a thing. Being nerdy and geeky and liking Star Trek was very like not in vogue. Now it's in vogue. My biggest fear is like furry chic coming back into power. Like everyone's got a fucking persona or some shit.
I think the next thing coming back is gonna be ninjas.
Ninjas.
I hope so.
Oh,
Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
I was that loser in the 90s.
He was. Can confirm.
I just really like Naruto, man. You don't understand. I remember being like, I remember watching students like do the Naruto run to class. I'm like, you fucking nerd.
Oh my god.
We watched
Yes.
that literally on Saturday.
It may have been one of our castmates who's not here right now. Should we out him?
Cowboys would be cool.
I will if you won't.
Cowboy chic is just every day in Kansas, and Oklahoma, and Texas. Like it's already a thing.
Parts of California too.
What?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
How?
We have some.
Well, we
interesting
live in a
folk out
farmer's
here.
town in California.
Yeah, that is also true.
California
Next
and
to two other
LARPers.
farmers towns and a casino.
When you're-
Where I live, I just have a bunch of dudes dressed up as cowboys that think they're actually country.
Yeah, yeah. In your area, it's a little different.
I'm country. Drives a Toyota Camry. Like, okay, bud, relax.
Drives a Caine and buys poutine.
Buys
around
poutine.
here, they used to. Around here, they all used to pretend they were like hardcore from Detroit.
I was sitting by the fruit stand the other day.
You could tell if somebody's from Detroit. That is a scary individual.
Yeah, they probably hit people with PVC pipe at a public convention.
Can't have shit in Detroit.
That's it. You're surrounded. Put on your fursuit. I hate furries. I hate furries. Pulled out a PVC pipe.
Anyways, it was Fraser that was Naruto running in public.
Of course, his ox-built ass would be.
Do you have any idea how fast I am? Puts hands behind back. I am so fast.
I am lightning.
I am speed. So what do y'all think is the next franchise to be ruined? Hey, because they got Indiana Jones. They made Batman buy. He's gonna fuck Robin now, probably. You got the Rings of Power. What's next?
I think the real question is what's left.
Well,
if they touch my Street Sharks, I'm gonna riot.
Shut the fuck up. No one's touching Street Sharks.
They're all lemon sharks now. Motherfucker, I knew it.
I would still watch that.
Whoever said Power Rangers, it'd be kind of hard to ruin Power Rangers because I remember when the Blue Ranger came out as gay.
No. Have you seen the new Power Rangers?
No.
Oh, they're working on it.
They're working on it.
They're working.
So, from what I've heard, they want to like end the Power Rangers and effectively relaunch it because nothing sells with Power Rangers in it's like that Mighty Morphin era.
I loved how the Indian dude was in a fucking white suit of armor, and he has basically white power.
Someone had to bite the bullet. Someone had
red
to
power activate, black power activate, white power activate.
Yeah,
that reminds me of the Key and Peele skit.
The what?
The Key and Peele skit. The Falcon Zords.
Falcon Zords?
Are you not aware of this skit?
What? Hold on.
Do you know the Key and Peele show?
Yeah, I do, but I know they had Falcon.
Okay,
They do Falcon Rangers. And
okay.
Also, Slap Salad, you are 100% correct.
Zordon is racist. What the fuck is this?
I mean, let's be honest. Who in Power Rangers kind of wasn't? Like, honest. Let's be genuinely honest.
Let's be real here. They made the black guy the black Ranger, the Asian girl the Yellow Ranger.
That's old Power Rangers.
Still Power Rangers.
And then like the original like promo for it, it was like, oh, they had a Native American as the Red Ranger.
I love how we have like we said Dora the Explorer, LOL, then white power is base. Edgelord, calm down. Good lord.
All right, chat. Let's roll.
Oh, I see. The superhero squad has a discrimination problem. Okay. Caine and Peele do great work. They're a bit dumb in terms of their politics, but they do great fucking skits though.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
I love the one where if Hogwarts were an inner city school. It's a great one too.
That's a great one. That's some real shit right there.
The silencer.
The one with the auction block where they're both on the slave block being sold off.
Yeah.
And, like, wait, why you buying me? Is it? Oh, this is the great one. Is this country song racist? Is another fantastic skit of theirs.
Me and Mikey were just talking about this.
Were you
yesterday.
Really? Oh,
saying that in public.
Now,
my coworker was quite concerned.
There's one that got in trouble was called Dos Negros, and that was a fantastic skit.
Yeah, that one's a classic.
And I'm just glad they're doing these jokes because they're kind of untouchable because they are black comedians. The left's too afraid to attack them, so they can do all these awesome racist funny skits, and you can just enjoy it. You know, like...
Well, you say that, but look at Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle was hating on transsexuals. That's why they went after him. He's like, and he went, I don't give a fuck about... He goes, hey, if you step one foot out of line, you're out of here. That's you! Like, I remember watching that fucking skit of his, and Dave Chappelle, the man gives so little fucks you can't cancel. You can try. He don't give a fuck, dude. He's here to tell jokes.
That's what I tell people when it comes to Dave Chappelle. It's kind of hard to cancel a guy that does not give a shit. And then you hit the nail on the head with Key and Peele. You can't cancel them because they are black comedians. All they're doing is bringing satire to a sensitive quote-unquote topic.
It's satire humor, which is how you make fun and make light of horrible things. And they're great at it. I mean, they do a great job doing it. and like basically, I'm sure y'all have seen Dave Chappelle's Sticks and Stones, right?
Of course.
Where,
Oh, yeah.
where he goes and buys a shotgun because there's a white dude in his front yard. And he goes, well, these will just pepper up, but they won't kill a man. You know? And it's just like, because these are great jokes, and they make fun of everybody, and they're great. Yeah, so like Edgeworth said, if you're black, you can say the most fucked up shit possible, and the leftists can't dare to touch you, because if you do, even then, you still have all these like fat white chicks trying to protest Dave Chappelle's fucking con. Like, isn't it kind of bad optics for you there, bud? We don't like Dave Chappelle because he just tells bad jokes. Like, okay.
Whoa.
Oni Maru, thank you for gifting 5 subs. You're doing too much, bud.
Hey, yo, Bunny Girl got one. Let's go.
Oni,
go.
Oni, bro, calm down. Calm down, Oni. Slow down, brother. But like, I love politically, but I love politically incorrect jokes. I do. I fucking love them.
Oh, they're the best.
But like, I can only get those jokes from black comedians now. Like, I have to go and hunt for black comedians who will tell these jokes because I want that doomer humor, man.
Okay, don't say you go and hunt black comedians. Maybe that's not the best.
I hunt for the best black comedian, and I watch them voraciously.
Sorry, do you want to say DJ's Discord name?
Oh my god!
You want to share with the class?
I will go get the best comedians.
These are the best comedians, the black comedians. They're great. Transsexuals hate them. Fantastic. We're gonna build a wall of black comedians.
That's why when it
Jesus.
came to Dave Chappelle, it's like, okay, we can't cancel him, but we can limit his outlet. Like now, instead of having all these big exuberant tours or having specials on Comedy Central left and right, it was okay. We need to find an outlet that wouldn't mind putting his stuff on. Netflix, you're a whore. You want to do a show for him?
Well, thing is, Netflix needs the money. So Netflix is caught in this catch-22 of, man, we need cash. But fuck, he's going to piss some people off. They're going to get all loud. But thing is, the main majority don't give a fuck. They want to hear funny jokes. And Dave Chappelle's like, I got jokes, you know? Same with brain sparking, having problems. White dude, black wife, tells jokes. No. Fucking
Bill Burr?
Bill Burr, thank you. But like Bill Burr has the exact same kind of humor. He does. But because he's white, people came after him about it. Like, you put Dave Chappelle and Bill Burr side by side, and Dave Chappelle gets a bit of flack against from transsexuals being mad about his jokes. Bill Burr catches the entire flack screen on his bomber, you know, because he's white. But the thing is, when they realized he had a black wife, they attacked his wife and his relationship as like some kind of like slave demographic thing. It was wild. And
That was crazy.
And then Bill Burr's wife was like, "Hey, fuck you," and came out swinging, which is, you know, base as fuck, really.
Right.
But then afterwards, didn't they like attack his marriage? Like, oh, they have a slave and master type of relationship. It's not really marriage.
It's the same thing with the Hado Z thing and black creators. They got mad and flicked on the racist switch. Like, click, here we go. Like, weapons free, slurs free, let them fly. And they, you know, God.
Well, that's the thing. If they took 2 minutes to watch him, they'd realize he can't tell his wife to do shit.
Yeah. If you paid one... Well, there was a small uproar about fucking Boondocks, the black anime.
There was a lot of issues with that. It's a great show, but a lot of people hated it.
Well, have you seen them? The people have rediscovered the anime through memes. They're like, what the fuck is good? Like, they were not prepared for Uncle Ruckus in any shape or form. They were not prepared.
The whole point of the show is to draw attention and like make light of these crazy issues that are real.
And the issues with black culture too, like the particular moments. Hey, wait! He goes, wait a minute! I'm white, and just walks away. Hey, get back here! I'm so
The show
sorry.
ended is because they wanted to go further, but the studio said no, and that's where it all came to a head.
They should have been allowed to. It is so weird how comedians can't push the boundaries now.
That's what happened with the Key and Peele show. Is they wanted to keep going and do it further, and then all of their publishers and backers all went, "We're catching hell for the things that you're doing." No.
Well, they should have gone their own then and made their own series. You know, like do their own thing. It's not hard. Do it on YouTube. Because like they got knocked off in 2021, I think.
Key and Peele? I thought it was a lot earlier than that.
Key and Peele. Yeah. I could have sworn that a few things in 2021 they did.
I think that was a lot sooner than that. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I think it was like 2019.
They had like 5 seasons, huge Rotten Tomato fucking average. I mean, because they're funny. I mean, yeah, were their jokes offensive? Fuck yeah, they were, but they were fucking funny. Like,
yeah,
you can
2015.
2015, really?
2015.
Fuck.
Yeah.
But you can bond.
You're just old.
Shut up. You can bond through, disasters or hardships through comedy. It's one of the best things about comedy. It can bind you together and not make you laugh, but kind of appreciate how some shit is. Like,
one of my favorite comedy groups is The Whitest Kids You Know, which
The Whitest Kids You Know.
Yes.
Are you Googling that?
Because I remember I've seen some of their things, but not all of them. It's so it's on Mad TV. That's what it was, right?
And well, I think I wound up watching reruns of it on like IFC and some of these other like small like tertiary networks.
Mm-hmm.
But they went to like the super dark place with a lot of the stuff. It was like some of the funniest comedy I had seen.
I mean, like it's kind of sad watching comedy get attacked in general. Like, I'm just glad Randy Feltface is, shrugging off a lot of the shit coming his way too, because he says some horrible jokes about kids, which got some people's ire up. I'm like, but it's funny though.
It is funny,
and
he's very fucking funny.
And
sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I was about to say, I think one of the saving graces for Randy Feltface is the fact that he still has that anonymity of, you don't know who has the hand up the puppet's ass.
Yeah.
That could be a black guy, that could be a gay guy, that could be whoever, and you kind of can't cancel what you don't know.
Oh yeah, so edgelord. So remember when the leftist turns turbo racist as fuck when the Supreme Court judge that wrecked a review? Yeah. So basically, when what's his name? It's the black justice on the court
Clarence Thomas.
Thank you. Remember when Clarence Thomas did the thing about Roe v. Wade and the fucking hard R came out on Twitter all over the fucking place?
Wait,
it's all reliable for him.
No. So Clarence. So Justice Clarence overturned Roe v. Wade, right?
Yeah.
And when Twitter got a hold of that, Twitter was frothing at the mouth, and they were calling him the N-word, like the hard R, like they were Uncle Tom and him. Like, here it is. So I cannot post this on stream, but they were just saying it this loud, right on fucking like on Twitter, just dropping that hard R, hard.
Oh, bro, this is MW2 game chat lobbies all over again.
I know,
shit.
But these are the enlightened, holier than thou crowd who are like, wait, a black justice did what? And they came around, and they're trying to do the exact same thing the black comedians. But I think black comedians are like, you can't fucking touch me, and they're going even harder in the paint in terms of comedy, which is great. Same with black content creators on YouTube. They're like, wait a fucking minute, and like what the fuck's going? Like when the fucking record scratched off and flipped around, people were like, what the fuck? It was horrible, dude.
It's like what, Crip Daddy and Ricky Berwick. They've got that similar amount of protection to them.
I mean,
I love Ricky Berwick. He's cringy, but I love him.
But wait a minute, I'm black comedians. Well, because imagine being a black comedian and going through all the hardships of just tunneling your own culture back out from under this fucking the fucking 70s and 80s was a hard time. And you're finally coming up, and then you got some fat white bitch saying you can't tell your jokes at your fucking comedy special. Like, what the fuck? Like, give me a break. Wait a minute, I'm black. Black, you mean? That's literally what it is, though. Like, why are you mad at me for? I'm immune to you. And like when the lady got arrested for battering cops while protesting Dave Chappelle, I was like, what the fuck is going on? When it's fucking like it's a fucking bizarro world. All gets flipped around, you know.
Especially when it comes to comedy, it's not supposed to be taken seriously. It's like
it's
when you
comedy.
Go to a comedy show. You're there to laugh. Even though he's a son of a bitch now, but Carlos Mencia said it best like 12 years ago. Like there were people that came into this comedy show with aches and pains, and now through laughter, they don't feel anything anymore. Like
my favorite bit. Look at this fucking tweet. God damn, dude. Pride flag and all in her profile, but yeah, I know, right? Jesus. And as a trans woman, I'm giving everyone permission to use the N-word on him. she fucking starts glowing.
That is the most 21st century thing I've ever read in my life.
Every photo of her just starts getting deep fried. Her eyes start glowing.
It's like, and you think to yourself, I hope this is fake. Like, hopefully some guy on 4chan made it.
No, I hope this
is real. God damn.
Exist and pay taxes.
I'm actually going to go to her Twitter real quick, see what she actually posts about.
You're already blocked.
Now, did y'all see this?
You're already blocked.
If you're black, you're blocked. But
have you seen his Discord name?
But if you notice, it's her name's Abigail Markstein. Very, very virgin and fatherless behavior. God damn it, Glass.
Damn, Glass.
Fucking coming in hot. But like, the last 5 years have been an absolute fucking shit show because you got people making pronouns their identity and their personality and attacking comedy, attacking black creators, which is fucking weird, adopting and subverting all these fan base. It's like, but I think the wool's been pulled off the monster by now, you think? Like, because I've seen it more and more. The folks are going, oh, I see. It's more of these people. And they're kind of turning, because first people are like, oh, yay, we're for your identity. Yeah. And they're like, oh, you're just fucked up in the head, aren't you? I see. Okay. I see what's going on now.
Quick interjection, real quick, with
What's up?
Miss Abigail.
What'd you find?
So on her profile, she's deleted every single tweet, locked her profile, and changed her profile picture to just a white screen.
Nice. Nice.
Who could have foreseen such an unfortunate outcome?
We got him.
Oh, she deleted all of her followers and her following.
See, the thing is like, you know, I mean, at least like Count Dankula has a, you know, like so said in the thing, Justice Dankula. At least he had the, like they'll say these things, realize, oh, I'm in trouble, and then just pop smoke. Like at least stick. Can you at least try and stick to your racist guns once? Like at least.
That's the thing. They're not going to. They're just going to say it because this is what's going to get them some sort of following or some sort of affirmation in that moment, forgetting that a week, 2 weeks, a month down the line, you're about to look like a huge asshole that's going to bite you in the ass later.
I mean, this, of course, is the internet, and I'm glad that this was not around as prolifically when I was a kid, or I'd be fucking like in jail. But it's just, if you're gonna say things, like even if Abigail said these things, at least own up to it. Don't pop smoke and cringe at the darkness like a little coward. Like, yeah, I said it. What are you gonna do about it? At least have some backbone behind it. Kind of like the
true declaration though.
Do what?
It.
Do what now?
Isn't there like no other way to just prove that you definitely said that by just ghosting the internet?
I know, like, well, it shows like you meant to do it, and you're not, and you realize, oh, I've been caught, and now you run for the fucking hills to avoid persecution.
There's more than your 20 followers.
Yeah, and the world's angry at you.
Yep.
I was gonna say something, but I fucking forgot because my fucking flex reel's still rolling. Oh, like lack of backbone. So we'll end the stream on this. Like, they made the Had OZ. We're going all the way back full circle now. They made the Ad OZ.
Return to monkey.
Return to monkey.
To monkey.
Monkey. Like, we're gonna go first. So they make the Had OZ. Instead of sticking to their guns, they start kowtowing and kissing these little dirty, you know, transsexual, puppy self feet, and remove the whole entire race. Like, is it so much to ask for people? Like, even if you do a bad thing, to just stick to your guns and just fucking send it anyway? Like, it seems like once they realize they've done bad, they fucking just go, "Oh, I'm so sorry." Like, I did a bad, and I was like, "Fucking deal with it." Like, I forgot what I did, but it was something in the book. People were mad, like, "All right, fucking deal with it though." Like, I'm not gonna change this shit because you're offended. Get over your fucking self. But like Wizards of the Coast, they do a single bad thing, and when they upset their 0.1% of the family, like, "Oh, we're so sorry. We should have done better." Like, you did fine. Just fucking don't be a little bitch about it. Like, "Oh, yeah, you don't like that? Sorry, bud."
Sucks.
Yeah, sucks to suck.
Mm-hmm.
So
honestly.
So do you guys have any closing topics you want to talk about or no?
I'm eating a chicken bake, my guy.
Eating a chicken bake, my guy.
Yeah, I was late because I was bringing chicken bakes.
Any predictions for what the next outrage is going to be?
Oh, where do we start?
Optimus Prime is non-binary.
Didn't they already say that? All
I gotta say is I hope to God it's me. Just so they have one guy like, "This guy's a problem," and just so I can go, "I don't give a fuck," and it's watch their brains fucking boil inside their skulls. Like, he's promoting violence against our UN. Yeah, I am.
Can we start spreading rumors that Guards is like a crossdresser? Can we just start doing that, guys?
Do it.
It's on the channel. He was in a maid outfit.
Did ass do it?
You know what?
Range day.
How can a robot be non-binary?
It's Hollywood. They can do it.
But you see, I am completely binary. I'm a computer. Beep, boop.
Binary's used for code. Oh my God, Flash.
Flash, Jesus Christ.
Yikes.
Used for code, not for... Put on the coding socks. I don't want to wear the rainbow socks. Put them on!
This is
they
awful.
stay on during sex.
Sorry, babe.
Stay on during coding.
Sorry, babe. The coding socks stay on during the mating press.
They stay on during the protest.
Oh, but this is one of those things. I don't know. What's it like? What major franchise has not been attacked yet? Fucking Fast and Furious. How about like the Riddick Chronicles episode 7? You like they gotta save a planet of trans people. I don't know.
I would still watch the fuck out of it.
Sharknado. The sharks are gay.
We must stop the bigot NATO. I guarantee there's going to be a movie coming out that involves an extremely bigoted, racist white person as like a antagonist who's out to kill off a bunch of like colored BIPOC Zim characters just to help, I don't know.
Wasn't that the Kevin Bacon movie They Them?
You're shitting me.
That was a movie.
Oh, I thought this was like Harry Potter 5 or something.
God damn, he said it.
Oh, look this up.
Kevin Bacon, They Them. You gotta be fucking shitting me. This is a movie.
The slasher film.
It is?
There's no way.
No. Yes.
Comes out 2022. They Them trailer 1.
It's already out.
Let's see here. Let's find a synopsis. Two stars. Lol.
To no one's surprise.
A group of teenagers at an LGBTQ plus conversion camp endures unsettling psychological techniques while being stalked by a mysterious masked killer. Honey,
I'm so down to watch this whole shit.
Honey, please calm down. What So okay, chat. We'll end this on this storyline. Whistler, a gay Whistler.
I'm already sold.
A gay conversion camp has been in operation by the same family going back generations. Currently, the camp is operated by an Owen Whistler, Kevin Bacon, and his wife, Dr. Cora Whistler. The Whistlers have a small staff of 4. Activity. Hold on. I need a longer one. Hold on. I gotta fucking synopsis this shit. Synopsis.
Look at chat real quick as well.
Look at what
this chat is fucking wild today.
If it's a slasher film, it shouldn't be were. Oh my god!
That's good, right? They're all hitting it tonight.
I think it's actually pronounced. I think it's actually pronounced they/them.
Oh, God.
Shut the fuck up.
Should it be was were?
Oh, God.
See, this is comedy that a trans guy could laugh at, right?
Yeah, Guard would know.
That's clever.
Was were. Well, like I was watching a gay comedian / contortionist go, "Oh, someone help him! There's a queer on." He said he said someone called the police. He said someone called the police. There's a queer on stage telling gay jokes, and I fucking lost my mind to that joke. And then, because I told you guys his Nazi joke, didn't I?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Fucking like I was on the toilet trying to fucking die like Elvis Presley at that fucking moment. I was like, oh my God.
You would have went out like a king though.
He said someone called the cops. There's a queer on stage telling gay jokes. I fucking died. Okay, so here's the plot. All right, chat. We're gonna end this podcast on this fucking movie.
I'm so excited.
Okay. So at night, a mysterious figure kills an adult driving to a conversion camp known as Whistler Camp, which is a great name. In the morning, a group of LGBTQ people arrive at Whistler Camp run by Owen Whistler. He introduces the camp as an inclusive safe space and promises that they will not try to forcefully convert them. Owen separates the campers into cabins for boys and girls, but Jordan, who is trans and non-binary, is not comfortable going to either. Owen assigns Jordan to the boys' camp. The group comes together in a circle and shares why they came to Whistler Camp. Jordan says they made a deal with a religious family to attend for a week so they could legally emancipate themselves. The next morning, Owen criticizes and outs another member, Alexandra, for not sharing that she is trans. He makes her go to the boys' cabin for dishonesty. Alexandra later convinces the camp's new nurse, Molly, to give her estradiol, an estrogen hormone. Good Lord. The group partakes in activities overseen by a former member and athletics director, Zane, and his fiancée, activities director, Sarah. One night, Owen splits the groups into pairs, handcuffing them together, and instructs them to walk into the woods alone, much to the Wendigo's delight. The group is hesitant, but Owen promises that they will regroup in the morning. While in the woods, Jordan and Alexandra see the mysterious person in the woods. Next day, the camp's therapist, Dr. Cora Whistler, belittles members of the group for their sexualities and gender identities, including Jordan. That's not very woke of her. Affected by Dr. Cora's words, Jordan returns to the boys' camp upset, but is cheered up when the group hosts a dance party to Perfect by Pink. That night, Jordan sneaks into the main office and discovers photographs that show the history of Whistler Camp, including the torturing of children. Jordan is caught by Molly, who says she did not know and promises to protect the group. The camp's groundkeeper, Balthazar, is killed by the mysterious figure while observing the girls showering through a spy cam. What the fuck? The next day, the group is divided by gender. Owen takes the boys to a shooting range while the girls make pies for the boys. Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Jordan, by the way,
a singular yikes.
I feel like I need to point out this movie is already out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I'm so excited.
Jordan defeats Zane in a shooting competition, which actually girls are better shooters, and I've taught a lot of females how to shoot. Excellent shots, all of them. Jordan defeats Zane in a shooting competition. Owen reverts to calling Jordan a he instead of they. Owen instructs Toby, a gay man, to shoot Owen's dog, Duke, because Duke has cancer. If he refuses to do so, Zane will start to torture Duke by breaking the dog's legs. Goddamn, Kevin Bacon, chillax. Jordan kills Duke instead and storms off. Meanwhile, Sarah tries to seduce Kim. Kim later tells her friend Veronica and they have sex. Jordan, Alexandra, and Toby agree to leave Whistler Camp in the morning. Gabriel has sex with Stu, who has been questioning his sexuality. Gabriel reveals they work for Whistler Camp. Owen and Zane force Stu to participate in aversion therapy, a form of electroshock torture that Owen says will make Stu a heterosexual. Upon finding Stu unconscious, Molly quits and says she will go to police. Owen threatens her to stay. The mysterious figure butchers Zane and Sarah and fatally electrocutes Gabriel. God damn. God. Every person at Whistler Camp comes together after finding the dead bodies. The murderer kills Cora. Alexandra leads the younger members of the out of the camp. Good lord. The murderer reveals himself to be Molly. Her real name is Angie Phelps. She murdered the real Molly to take her place as the camp nurse. Angie attended Whistler Camp as a teen and was tortured there by Owen. She made it her mission to close every conversion camp in existence by killing the complicit employees. What the? Okay, I won't ruin the actual ending, but this is fucked.
No, I'm so down for this.
Someone check on Kevin Bacon. Is he okay?
Does he need a hug? You want a hot cocoa, sir? You want to talk about it?
Hell, mate.
Like, that was... I mean...
That was a roller coaster.
I'm excited.
I gotta watch this now. God damn.
Yo,
so Bunny Girl Senpai, the joke was, what is the difference between gays and Nazis? 90 degrees. So the guy holds his arm out in a Nazi salute and then breaks his hand and make the gay hand thing. It's a very visual joke.
I was gonna say one's allowed at Warhammer events.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Blood for the blood god.
Okay.
Black Templars, actually.
So
which is ironic.
Versus Corn.
So this is an LGBTQ slasher about a conversion camp. Like, they could not have done this up any more tropey than they... Jesus. Okay, we're going to call it here because I need to go fucking wash my ears out with salt water. Watch a trailer.
I need beer after this.
I need to read this script.
So, like, I'm shocked they didn't make Kevin Bacon look like fucking Mike Pence. You know, Mike shock the gays Pence. Remember that fucking memes he's have all the fucking time?
Two on the nose.
Yeah, two on the nose. Old dude, white hair. We're here to convert you for your own good.
Looks like Electro from Spider-Man.
Race Bannon.
Oh my god. All right, guys. We'll see you Friday for the game. DJ, Beast, Iron, and Zeke, thank you for coming on again. Go ahead and say goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
God, they need. We all need help. Ugh.